everybody, it's Charles from Craving Shaving. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all faring well in this whole coronavirus craziness with COVID-19 and all that it is doing. I'm doing pretty well. We're having a good time, just trying to make the most of the time that we get to spend with our family, and we're doing pretty well. Hopefully all of you are doing as well, are doing well too. Woke up to an earthquake earlier this week here in Utah. South of here, it wasn't that bad here where I live, but my sister was pretty well right on the epicenter of it. Kind of scary, shook her house, but it was a 5.6 or 5.8 earthquake. It jostled people around a little bit, so it's a crazy week, but we got through it. So. And my sister and her family and my parents, they're all fine as well. Talked to Rich Hansen from Shaving with Rich. He lives in that same area. Him and his family were fine. They were out without power for a little bit, but doing fine. So get that out of the way first. All right, so this shave is all about this lovely bowl that I just made. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm not gonna lie. And I learned some things making this and two others that didn't quite make it. I tried to make the wall of the bowl too thin, and just didn't like that at all, and it cracked and chipped and all kinds of stuff. So I've learned some things, and I really like this kind of form factor. I don't know if you can tell, because I got all my soap in there. Yeah, you can tell. It's got kind of this ripple effect that I think will do well for lathering, but we shall see, right? So, oh man, soap I have in there is fantastic. Let's move on to that. I've got let's get that, oh, there we go. Sterling Satsuma in there, which this, if you haven't tried this, Sterling soaps are so cheap, and this is just fantastic. I think there were some scent notes in there that were like, Oriental spices or something like that. I can't remember. It doesn't say on the label, unfortunately. But I just get kind of like a nice bright orange scent, and it's really, really good. The brush that I'll be using, let me wring it out a little bit, is this one that I have the gel tip knot in. Let's see if I can get those tips wet again. Show you the kind of the gel tipness of it. Check that water out. Really, really like this gel tip knot. I do want to buy them for my shop. I've said this before. Every time I use it, I've mentioned this, but it's really expensive. It's really expensive to buy them. I definitely am not going to be able to buy them in bulk. I'll probably start out buying like 10 and see if they sell. I'm guessing they will because they're really, really nice. But they won't be cheap, I can say that, and that's kind of not ideal for me. The whole point of making Craving Shaving was to try to keep things on the cheaper side. That's why I generally just have synthetic knots. I, for a second, had my fan fiction knots, which I didn't love, and so I didn't keep carrying them, but they were a synthetic Badger hybrid to kind of cut the price. I did quite like those. I don't think that would work really with these gel tip knots, so this is working great to lather this up. If I were to make another one, I think I'd make the lip of the bowl a little higher because a lot of it's spilling out over the edge like that. So I'm gonna wet my face. I haven't shaved since my last video, so whenever that was, so it's been a little bit. Alright. I guess I haven't... Oh, this knot feels great. Best face feel ever. I like the face feel of Badgers better than synthetics. but usually there's a little bit of scratch, and there's none with this. It is gel soft. It honestly does feel, once you wet it down, very, very soft. It's crazy because this is probably the pokiest badger knot that I have when it's dry. But you get those tips soaked and it just gels right up. It's fantastic. Ugh. Okay, didn't really talk about the razor yet, I guess. It is the Flare Tip Super Speed by Gillette. I haven't used this in ages. I didn't really love it last time, so I haven't used it in a while. My daughter just came in and then realized I was making this and ran back out, I think. They are doing a sleepover, not like with people, because, you know, lockdown and stuff. I'm loving this shave. This is great. Anyway, they're having a sister's sleepover. My oldest daughter is in a different bedroom than my middle two. So it's my oldest daughter and the baby in one room, and then the two middle ones in the other room. And so they generally don't all sleep in the same bedroom, but they're doing that today. So I don't know what my one daughter just needed. But this is a very, very nice shave so far with this. It's a mild razor, for sure, as most of these twist to open ones are. That's really nice. And the scent strength on this Satsuma is really nice. It's not overpowering, but you definitely smell it during the shave. It's noticeable, I guess I should say. Of course you can smell it. It's right under your nose. But it's something that you definitely are able to notice. I do want, especially after this shave, I do want to give this a makeover, this razor. You guys know those companies, there's like Sherlock razors and North Shore and these different companies that do like the gun coatings on the vintage razors. I think I want to do that. On this flare tip. I think that would be really cool. Really cool to do. I don't know what colors or anything, but I think it would be cool to do. My one problem with this knot is it does eat lather like crazy compared to synthetics. But that's just kind of a badger thing. I don't think it's any worse. It's probably better, in fact, than other badgers. But I like it. I'm a big fan. Okay. I am loving the way this is feeling right now. I think this is great. How many of you working from home right now? If you're watching this later, you're probably like, wait, what? It's right now. It's during the COVID-19 business. So I am a teacher, teaching from home, and I'm not gonna lie, I really miss going in and teaching my students. This whole teaching from home thing just not doing it for me. I feel like I'm not nearly able to do what I should do for my students, and I miss the interaction with them. I don't get any kind of interaction with them, and you need that when you're teaching. It feels so dry and bland when I am at least trying to, you know, record videos of myself saying, hey, here's what we're going to do today, and here's an explanation of this, and blah, 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 but then I just upload that to the classroom, and that's it. And it's not what I signed up for. I'm worried that they're not going to understand and they're not going to ask questions because they're not right there. I don't know. You worry, you know, when you're a teacher. At least I hope teachers are worried about their students at this point. Maybe some aren't, but hopefully most are. And then if you got a student that's home, you're worried about them getting it and you can't help them with their homework. I got a daughter in Spanish immersion, so like her math homework isn't that hard, but it's also in Spanish. So I know very little Spanish. From high school and just some other experiences in life where I've learned a little bit of Spanish. That's good. I should have added some, I think menthol would have gone well with this shave. Should have spiced it up. I don't think about that really right now. Hope everyone's finding a way to stay active. If you're like me and you're basically working from home and trying to do social distancing and stuff, I hope you're finding a way to stay active and not be cooped up inside. Like today, we went on a walk. We've kind of done, that's been our thing. We got a trampoline for our kids, but I'm not going on a trampoline. I'm too big. I'm pretty huge. I'm 6'4", about 300 pounds. And not worth risking the integrity of the trampoline, so. Feeling a little bit raw on my neck. Anyway, went on a walk today down to there's the high school. It's not the school I teach at. It's in a different school district. In fact, we don't live in the school district that I teach in. But went to the track. It's open to the public for jogging and walking around the track around the high school. Went over there and my wife said, I wonder if I can even run a lap without stopping, because we're not in the best of shape. And so I was like, I'll time you. And she went and ran her lap, and she was like, oh man, I thought I was going to die, you know. We need to get out more and do that more. And so we made a goal to do that. And while we're on lockdown, go at least like 3 or 4 times a week and run. Anyway, then she got back and I said, well, I'll go run one. And oh, just got myself. I think bad. No blood yet. Anyway. The first probably 200 or 300 meters, well, 200, we'll say, I was feeling great. And I was like, yeah, I was cooking. For me, anyway. And got to about that point, halfway around the track. And all of a sudden I was like, oh man, this is not comfortable. But I was trying to push myself as hard as I could. You know, my wife's watching. I gotta run fast. And when I was in high school in cross country, my thing was always you have to sprint across the finish line, full out sprint across the finish line. And so this was only a 400 meters. This wasn't a 5K, and I got to that last 100 meters, and I was like, let's pick it up. And my legs went, what? Yeah, we're not doing that. And I didn't quite limp across the finish line, but I definitely was not sprinting at all. Oh man, look at this over here. Sad. Little alum. We'll clear it up. Ooh. Pretty stingy. Anyway, trying to keep active during this time. Especially want the kids to stay active. I tried to teach my daughter how to dribble a basketball today. She's 8. And she's going to be tall. She's really tall and lanky and stuff. And my face wet, so this glides a little bit easier. She's tall and lanky and awkward, like I am. Well, like I was, anyway. And kind of having a hard time with it. I don't remember ever anyone teaching me how to dribble. I'm sure someone did. I'm sure my dad did. But I think I must have been pretty young because I just kind of did it. I don't remember having to be taught how, but she's struggled quite a bit with it, which is kind of funny, but she'll get it. She actually improved quite a bit in just the few minutes that we were out there practicing. So all of this that's going on, it has led to some really great things. Spending time with family, me getting to do some things like that I just haven't made the time to do. Not that I haven't had the time, I just haven't made the time. And so I think part of this has been a great learning experience and just taking a step back and just doing the things that we always forget to do. And so I've really enjoyed that aspect of it. Spending more time with my kids and my wife. It's been great. I do feel professionally like I'm not able to do as much for my students, but you do what you gotta do, right? So, alright, let me rinse this alum off my face and we'll come back and do some post. Okay. Here we go. So what we're going to use for the aftershave, this is Space Nog? Is that what it's called? Space Nog, yeah. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, Space Nog Aftershave, Star Jelly. So it's this little gel. It's like hand sanitizer for your face. In fact, if you don't have any hand sanitizer around, PAA, I know, carries those. It's not for hand sanitizer. It's not really a hand sanitizer. Don't buy this and use it as a hand sanitizer. It might do moderately well, but it's not what it's used for. Smells great though. I like this smell. It's like an eggnog bay rum mashup. It's awesome. And I love this form factor as far as the Star Jelly goes. I really want to get, I really think that they've done a good job in changing the packaging. This isn't bad packaging, but now if you've seen, they have the one with the pump, and I need to get another one with the pump. Knocking stuff off. I'm sure if I got one with a pump, it's all I'd ever use. So maybe that wouldn't be great, but I really do like the Star Jellies. It's probably my favorite medium as far as aftershaves. I like it better than splashes and balms. It's kind of like a mix between the two, honestly. And it's got that menthol. Ooh, it's good. Okay, well, I'm still not maybe completely sold on this flare tip super speed business. I don't know. I've never had like a wow shave with it, and I've only used it a few times, probably 3 or 4 times. So maybe it's just I need to get more used to it. The first 2 passes were great, and then it was kind of rough. So I don't know why. It's very mild, but it just didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just the blade angle. I don't have it right. Not sure. Good enough shave though, other than this area right here. It's nice, and it's nice and relaxing. I love the scent of this. And I really quite like the bowl. I do think when I make these in the future, I'll probably do them a little bit deeper so we don't have the lather coming up and over the edge quite as much. Also, I think the main thing that I need to do differently is find a different finish for for this. Now this finish is great. It's waterproof or water resistant at the very least. But I used super glue, and that just comes, or CA glue rather, but it's basically it's super glue, right? And it gives it a great glossy finish, but it's a terrible thing to work with, and it just can't get a good finish on it. Usually they use CA glue for things like pens, you know, really small things, and not big old things like this. But you can kind of see maybe like right in here where some of the, it's not the best finish. I don't know. So learning experience. I've actually just cast, me and my wife cast a hybrid bowl blank that should be interesting. So we'll see how that turns out. My wife wants to keep that one though, so that one won't be sold either. So we'll see when the next time I get an opportunity to make a bowl that I can actually put on my website is. Right now I haven't sold many brushes lately, so I'm kind of putting a lot on hold until I can get some more craving shaving funds to put into those types of things like the knots and the supplies to make bowls and stuff. I've got a whole bunch that I'm just about to post. Probably not this Saturday just because I don't have the time. It's Friday night, you know. But maybe I'll do something midweek. I haven't taken any pictures of them. I haven't even glued coins in them, but I'm going to do probably a fairly substantial drop pretty soon. I'm finally turning brush blanks that I've had around forever. So we'll see how those turn out. Yeah, but that's it. I am hitting the lathe again. I've got my stitches out of my head, so I can comfortably wear that face shield now. So we're back in business. Anyway, I think that's it. Gel tip brush, Gillette Super Speed Flare Tip, Craving Shaving Bowl. Oh, hey, if you're still watching, I'm guessing most people, the shave's over, they've probably tuned out. If I do make bowls, you think like putting a logo coin in the bottom or maybe in this part or something, would that be something that would be good to do, or just straight up bowl? What do you think about that? I'd like your opinion on that. And any other suggestions that you have, let me know. cravingshaving@gmail.com. Okay. Oh, and can't forget to mention this. Sterling Satsuma, again, is the, come on, here we go, is the soap. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Wonderful shave, aside from this area. And, yeah, hope everyone's doing well again. Have a wonderful day.